Good evening, my lovely things. Welcome back to my Cavern of Secrets. I'm Kasara, the vampire queen herself. I hope you all are doing phenomenally well and having a great week thus far. It's finally Friday. So, it's movie review night. And tonight's movie review is Pearl, which not really a new movie, but I haven't seen it, so I figured it was available and I've heard good things about it. And since it's a prequel to X, I figured there wouldn't be any spoilers, so why not? There will be spoilers though, for those of you that haven't seen this one. It is available to stream on Prime Video for those of you that are interested in giving it a watch. I'm kind of breaking this all down slightly scene for scene to kind of explain my thoughts on this one, because there's a lot for this movie. Fans of X will recognize the character, although in X she's older. I'm guessing, anyways. I haven't seen X. For those of you wondering if I'm gonna give it a watch or not, I shy away from movies that depict sexual assault, and I read that X does depict it, so most likely not giving it a watch. Anyways, Pearl is about a young woman living in Texas with her German immigrant parents during the influenza pandemic in 1918. Her husband Howard left to serve in World War I, and she's stuck with her domineering mother Ruth and her paralyzed father on a farm that she absolutely cannot stand being on. She longs for a life more exciting, specifically being a dancer in films. She doesn't want this humdrum life, basically. Pearl, after viewing a film at the cinema, meets a projectionist who takes a liking to her. She visits him one night after sneaking out of the house, and he shows her a stag film he took from France. During the showing, Pearl confides in him how she wants to be in the movies and would do anything to have her dreams become a reality. He encourages her to pursue her dreams and gets a slight glimpse of her dark side when she wishes they would just die to make it easier for her to leave. Pearl returns home, and the next day her mother confronts her about the movie theater program she found, along with the disturbing traits she's noticed about her daughter. They fight. Pearl shoves her into the hearth. Ruth's dress catches on fire. She gets severely burned, and instead of trying to get a doctor or help her parents, Pearl instead runs to the projectionist. When he drives her back home the next day, he soon questions Pearl since something doesn't seem to add up with what's going on within the house. So he basically just wants to get the hell out of there. When he attempts to leave, she just loses it. And he becomes her next victim, or latest victim, I should say, before moving on to her parents. Later, she attends the dance audition at the church that her sister-in-law Mitzi told her about when she falls, well, I should say fails miserably. Mostly because she's not blonde, or what they were looking for, specifically. She falls into hysterics and ugly cries for about 20 minutes. That's what it feels like. Mitzi takes her home, and Pearl makes a lengthy, terrifying confession to Mitzi about her resentment toward Howard, who came from a privileged life, but instead wanted Pearl's life. She hated him for it because she wanted off the farm, not remain on it, whereas he kind of just wanted to be on the farm and live a comfortable, quiet life. After confessing all of her sins to Mitzi, she manipulates Mitzi into confessing that she had won the audition, which Pearl kind of knew. In a jealous rage, she basically kills Mitzi. Because according to Pearl, Mitzi had everything and could go wherever she wanted and do whatever she wanted. Whereas Pearl only got misery and suffering. And she didn't understand why she basically got the short end of the stick. To a degree, I felt bad for Pearl. She just wanted a more comfortable life. Kind of seeing the grass greener from where she was. She just wanted to be able to go wherever she wanted and have more freedom. Unfortunately, she never got it and blamed everyone around her from her misgivings. At the same time, I thought it was wrong how she treated everyone around her. Sure, her mother wasn't the easiest person to get along with and to deal with. But her mother was having troubles of her own. I mean, the financial difficulties, tending to her husband who could no longer speak or console her or help her with the difficulties of their child who had some disturbing tendencies. On top of that, the difficulties of tending to a farm that was becoming more of a burden to them financially. And things just were becoming more difficult to survive for this family. And on top of that, she had a daughter who would rather live in her own fantasy world than help her with the responsibilities that unfortunately fell all on her shoulders, and she couldn't do it all on her own. And her mother didn't seem like she was all that young. Her parents seemed much older, so her mom was getting up there in age. She was going to need more help and assistance, and unfortunately, she could use all the help she could get. The other issue is Mitzi may have seemed like she had everything, but who's to say she was truly happy? Why did she want to join the dance troupe and travel the country? And why didn't she want her mother to know she was auditioning in the first place? Because she told Pearl that she didn't want her mother to know. It made me wonder if things weren't all happy-go-lucky within that household either. But Pearl couldn't see past her own misery to understand anyone else's troubles or their own difficult lives that they might be having. And maybe Howard wasn't even happy in his rich world, and why he enjoyed working on the farm and why he wanted to stay on her family farm. What were your thoughts on Pearl or X? Which did you like better? Did you prefer X over Pearl? Uh, do you think X had a better storyline than Pearl? Or do you think Pearl kind of explained her disturbing tendencies and erratic behavior? Let me know in the comments. I also was wondering if her behavior became more erratic as she grew older, and if Howard stayed with her. I know during the 1900s it was frowned upon to get divorced, so I don't think he would have left, even though she probably terrified him. Because the end seemed to signify he was terrified out of his mind, and I can't blame him whatsoever. I do wonder if he became an accomplice of hers, though. If he helped her commit her crimes. Uh, Although it seemed he didn't know that she was disturbed. He seemed to be in shock and like he wanted to run in the end. And I couldn't blame him whatsoever. I think I would have wanted to go back to the war if I was him. I'm not sure which would have been better or worse. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Next week, we might be switching things up video game wise, so stay tuned for that. I don't know where I'm going. We might be going back to the classics. Not sure though. Because I do have some classics and kind of been wanting to dabble in them again. I've been going back to nostalgic stuff, I guess you could say. I've been playing Kirby. I'm a huge Kirby fan, for those of you that don't know. It's I actually never played it when it first came out. The first side scroller that I ever played was Pac-Man and Sonic. Those were the two first side scrollers I ever played. Mario came way later. I know that's probably surprising, but yeah. So we might be going back to the classics, but it might be Final Fantasy VII, the original. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Let me know in the comments below if you have a preference for a classic that you want me to play. I'll see if I have it. I don't know. It will be PC because I don't have a capture card at this current time. Uh, and I'm probably going to be breaking down each of the Saw films since there is a new one coming out very soon. I don't know if I'm watching the new one right away. I didn't watch Spiral, the from the Book of Saw, until it came to streaming. Partially because I wasn't sure how it was going to be, and that's kind of how I am with this new one. Don't know how I'm going to feel about it. The first four are my favorites. After those, it kind of just went downhill for me. I kind of wish they left it at the first four because it told John Kramer's life, and that's kind of where it should have ended, in my opinion. I don't think we needed the rest of them, but eh. But we'll see. I mean, it could be really good. I know Amanda's back. I know Kramer's back, which doesn't really make sense to me. I know it's kind of a prequel, but this late in the game, I think they're kind of trying to milk the franchise for all it's worth, to be honest. But I can't say anything until I've seen it. It might be really good. It may be really good. So stay tuned until next time and have a fabulous weekend. If you have any comments about the Saw franchise, let me know. I'm open, an open book. Or if you have any questions about it, feel free. Have a great weekend. Take care until next time. Bye, everyone.